Yeah, obviously, you've seen all of our games, haven't you? The way we started that second half is the way we got blown away in most of the first halves earlier on in the year, and whereas this week, I think we're finally getting to grips with the start of games and the intensity and effort required at that next level, and then it's just reproducing that, wasn't it? We had 2 good ball sets that second half, and they just starved us of any territory. They were very good that second half, very, very good. They starved us of any territory. They upped the intensity, and we just couldn't live with them. They march us the length of the field the first set after half time. That bit's really disappointing. And then after that, we just defended our goal line pretty much for 40 minutes there.
How do you prepare for that when in training, when the opposition are a level above most of your team? How do you prepare for it week on week?
Well, we show them that they're feeling the required intensity level, aren't they? Some of these guys for the first time ever. That's you're not just going to feel it then adapt and adjust overnight, are you? It's just repetition of being consistent with the things that we're finding, which is dealing with the intensity and trying to be in games and take games deep, because we're not putting any teams under pressure other than Hull, where we took the game deep and we nearly got the victory there. We're not putting teams under pressure for long enough periods, and a lot of that is just staying in, the arm wrestle, if you like. But that requires an unbelievable amount of effort. So, in the lads are fantastic in training. We're improving and we're adjusting every single week. But it's certainly a diesel burner to get up there consistently.
Kershaw in the second half is very brave, wasn't he?
I thought they were all really brave. But he
looked like he was
could hardly walk on
heavily
the pitch.
inconvenienced.
Yeah, I was going to bring him off. I thought he was done, and he said, "No, I'm okay." So, yeah, no, he was brave. Yeah, and that's what it takes. Players playing busted and stuff like that. So, yeah, gutted. Gutted. I think there was a good opportunity for us there. I thought we were excellent the first 20 minutes. We were very, very good.
In the first half, you had 5 possessions. Ollie kicked and got the penalty try, and the other 4 you didn't get to a kick on the last tackle. You ran with the ball. Was that the aim, not to kick on the last?
No,
tackle?
it was the aim to kick. We've got a very good kicking game.
That's what surprised me. There wasn't any kicking.
Yeah. So the 2 key messages at half time, well, the 3 key messages were: kick the ball on the last tackle, set to kick, not set to run, and kick as a second thought. Kick's got to be the first thought. We've got a good kicking game. We score tries off it. We cause chaos, kick the ball. And then individual errors hurt us. As a team, we were excellent that first half. Individual errors just really hurt us. But that's fine, that happens. We'll make up for as a team. And the final message was just recreate that energy and intensity the second half, and we'll be in the game. But we just couldn't quite do that.
Well, the first was injury. What did he do?
It's just a dead calf. It's just a corking.
Maludi is 18th. Was that down to anything in particular?
I'm still looking at combinations. I lie if I say I know my best team. We're still evolving. Everyone's still adjusting. Combinations are still evolving. So last week I looked at Gideon Boafo. I thought he was fantastic. So I've had a look at him now, and I wanted to look at Bassett and McCartney as well as a partnership. So and we've got a short turnaround, so there'll be a couple of fresh bodies that we'll throw into this. We've got a game in 5 days up in Hull. So
Teams had scored a lot of tries down that side, and they previously, but today first half the tries were down your right rather than your left. So have you worked out now, where those combinations?
Well, the traffic. Yeah, no, I just think in Super League, whereas in Championship someone made us say we're going to go down this side. In Super League you get tested at all areas, don't you, on every play of the game, particularly with these. That's we picked up on that. Little short side plays and things like that. They're all forever testing you. So it just so happens that today they had a bit more joy on that side.
Gave game to Makin from Wigan. A lot of the lads coming in are just as inexperienced as the boys you've got here. Is that frustrating for you that you don't seem to be able to recruit any experience on loans?
Yeah, so there's absolutely. The thing with London is to recruit a senior player. They've probably got a wife and kids and a life back north. So they can't just pop over. So we play Hull FC the other week, Matty Russell and Joe Bull just go over. And that's quite a long transfer for them, isn't it, Hull to Warrington? But it's nothing compared to here. So it's quite a profile required to recruit a player in season in London, which usually requires to be quite young, really requiring the opportunity to play Super League. But I thought Rhys Butterworth had been fantastic. I thought Harvey Makin's been fantastic as well. But yeah, you're right. Ideally, you'd be picking up a player who's played 200 games of Super League like some of the other clubs do when they do business. But unfortunately, that's probably not quite an option for us.
So when you bring someone like Butterworth in who's done really well, are you thinking he might be a potential someone that you could sign long term? Could come
Yeah.
When you get your loans in, you're looking at longer term, or is it always come for a month?
No, that's not the desired option. The desired option is like every other team in Super League, to have your squad ready in November, when you might recruit a little bit further on the way, but we can't do that. And then we obviously compounded that with injuries. So there is a bit of short-termism around it at the minute to kind of get through and get some troops back, which we'll get. But no, we're certainly not set up to kind of do that, to bring players in short term at all. And obviously there's conflict of interest as well, isn't there? So we bring in Fenton and then we play Huddersfield. We bring in Rhys Butterworth and we're playing Hull KR next week. So it's another reason why it doesn't quite work.
I mean, just you probably can't really add much, but he's in the news, Fenton. So do you want to say anything about that?
Absolutely not. No, I've no idea what's happened other than what you guys have heard, really.
Penalty count today with 10-5 against you. Discipline, was that a problem today, or was it just...
No, we got... Mate.
I hate to raise the question.
Oh, mate, it was... No. I'm not going to say much on that. He didn't get much help from his assistants today. The offside after scrum and the play right at the end with Will Lovell taking off the ball. He should see that. But there's a couple of bits as well. The flops back in as well. I watched the games of the Easter weekend. I don't know where you guys are seeing, but the flop is certainly back in. That was prevalent today.
Off the play the ball from the mark.
Yeah, I think there's been a bit of that all way through, though. I think, but where there was white hot on flops, white hot on it, like ridiculous. Putting a hand on, no, that's 6 again. Yeah. So no, it's just back in. For me, it's back in. So that's certainly something we have to pick up in the week.
Does that mean you're going to coach the players to play differently?
Well, absolutely. Like that's another thing. You've got to adjust on the go, haven't you? If that's what's happening, you've probably got to do that as well. But we didn't. So
another question on recruitment, Mike. Last summer you brought in some really experienced players in the middle of the season in France. Have you got players that you're in conversations with, either in France or at other Super League clubs, who are like third choice in their position, who aren't getting a game, and you're saying, if this carries on, are you going to come to
No. We kind of got the feelers out with all the agents, this side and in Australia, to see if there's anything available. But there's just not a great deal available at the minute. So that's why we're looking at Rhys and Harvey and Jacob, who've all done really well for us. So yeah, the word's out. The word is out. But I don't want to bring in players that are just as good as what we got. I think what we had last year was Corey and Dean Farre. They breathed a lot of confidence into the rest of the players, and we're looking for a similar influence if we do recruit kind of long term.
And who are you expecting back from the injured lot first?
Well, we'll get Hakeem Maloudi back, so he's available. Sadiq Adebayi, and then there's a little wait in terms of Lewis Bierneck and Ethan Natoli, and then Josh Rock as well. And then Emmanuel Wayne's a bit further on than them. So the three that I just mentioned, so Rock, Natoli, Bierneck, they're probably 5 weeks away, 6 weeks away.
Quite a while still.
It's still quite a while, yeah.
Because Ethan was pictured on social media starting to run.
Yeah.
Does that mean he's getting closer? Or?
Well, yes, he's getting closer, but he's a wrist anyway, so he's been able to run for a couple of weeks. But he's doing really well. We miss Ethan. We miss it. They're big personalities for us. Things that aren't tangible within the dressing room. So Ethan and Lewis in particular have been huge misses for us.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
All right. Cheers, guys.